Podcast first, ladies and gentlemen. We have started 2 minutes early.
Hey, Dos Equis.
What?
I don't know. All I know is Dos. I don't.
It means two X's in Spanish.
This is also the last Raw Deal podcast where your host, me, is coming from his current house. I'll be in the apartment.
Oh, shit.
So hopefully, get some cool stuff going on. So
Yeah,
I honestly have no idea what I'm doing for a computer setup over there. So we'll see how it goes. Charlie will be doing all the breaking news episodes for a couple days. So because after today, I got to go chuck my desk and my chair out by the road because tomorrow they're picking it up. So I'm moving in 3 days. So
3 days. The move. Big move.
Tree of whole days, eh?
big move.
Big move. Big man.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Inside joke. You guys wouldn't understand. So SmackDown Live happened. I forgot it was on until about 8:30. I was like, dude, I'm bored. There's nothing on YouTube. Not doing anything. The connection to Call of Duty was terrible. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Because I got the WWE notification saying AJ Styles and John Cena had a thing, and I was like, oh shit. Guess I should turn on the TV. Also, if I cut out, Charlie, you're the official host because thunderstorms. Then again, Charlie's got thunderstorms. Garrett might be a solo act. No, but Garrett, AJ Styles decided to bring back the U.S. Championship Open Challenge because, for those that didn't know, AJ Styles beat Kevin Owens for the U.S. Championship in a live event last week.
In a fidget spinner match, no.
In a fidget spinner match, yes, exactly. But Styles opened the show. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Styles, he came out to a huge pop with the United States Championship. I still believe there were people that didn't know. There was probably not in the crowd or anything, but definitely at home. We're like, wait, wasn't Kevin Owens? But how did? And then they showed the footage, or did they show? Yeah, no, they showed it first. But if you were sitting at home, you didn't know until they started showing that little package they threw together since Friday. So. Apparently, and it looked like it too, because I hadn't looked up any footage of it. I'm sure it's on YouTube, but this match actually looked like it was a pretty gnarly match that they showed before. But anyway, then AJ comes out to huge pop, walks down to the ring, is like, "Hey, I forget what exactly he said, but he said something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm the U.S. champion now. Things are going to be different. I don't know if I'm the face of America, but at least this is a better face," or something along those lines. Basically, just like young kid humor type stuff. And then he was like, but, I'm going to lay down. He laid down the open challenge. He was like, I can't remember the words exactly because this was so early in the show. But, like, he went out there and gave an AJ Styles promo, which is, it's not that different most of the time. But, he did it with the flair of being the champ, I guess. I guess it was more of being proud of being back with the United States title, being with an American, because it's been since Roman Reigns that it's been on an American. So,
Isn't he Japanese, dude?
AJ Styles, yeah. His gear is.
Sure he's hailed from Osaka, Japan.
Anyway. Yeah. So, and then so he lays down the challenge. Then John Cena is the person to answer it, which if you remember, what was it, 2013 he was doing that? 2012, something like that? John Cena. No.
It was way after 2012. I'd say.
Was it?
2015.
Probably. I don't know. There was a huge break where I didn't watch.
Rusev, WrestleMania 31.
So 2015. Okay. I just don't know. I don't remember when he did that. I heard about it after the fact. I heard it was really popular. But so if anyone knew, I even knew. I was like, yeah, Cena's coming out. There's no one else in the back that would get a title shot right now unless like Chad Gable comes out. But like that wasn't going to happen. So John Cena comes out, basically is like, oh, but this is a challenge for everybody but me, right, AJ? Playing back that up, which I think that's probably the direction they're going for SummerSlam is going to be AJ versus Cena again. It looks like it anyway, unless it's Kevin Owens versus AJ. But again, you never know. Could be a triple threat. But
he needs a rematch, but they might blow it off at a live event.
Right. So, anyway, yeah. So Cena's like, it's basically for everyone but me, right? And John Cena and AJ is like, actually, it's for you, especially you. And so everyone's hyped up. They think it's going to be a big, star-studded match. They're going to get like a 5-star match on television, or 4.5, I guess is what they were given both times. But or all the times. Was it 3 times they've had matches? Shoot,
Twice.
Something.
They
Twice?
did
Is it twice?
Twice. They had they included the club and Enzo and Cass another time.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. So this would be their 3rd match. So they do need to have a cap match. They do definitely need to have another match. Maybe that's SummerSlam. But yeah, so everyone's getting hyped up, thinking they're gonna happen, and then KO's music hits, and then he's like basically like, you don't get a title shot. I still have a title shot, and blah blah blah. And so it was more Kevin Owens being a heel. I didn't think he was necessary in this segment, nor was Rusev. They could have just had another reason why. Like, you could have had McMahon or Bryan come down, which, by the way, I don't think Daniel Bryan was on this episode, was he?
Nope.
That would have been such a heel move, though. They came down and they were like, no, we have to save this.
Well, I don't know. They could have had something else. They could have been like, wait, we'll do it in the main event or something. I don't know. Something like that. And then, just make it a throwaway match where Cena's like, where you know what they should have done? This is what I'm thinking now. They should have had Cena and Styles had the match in the main event, and then Owens or Rusev, where both of them interrupt the match, and that way, now there's this big feud set started. But anyway, that's just nitpicking. Basic idea of the segment was John Cena's back in the U.S. title scene. KO is still in it. Rusev is potentially in it now. Rusev came down as well and ruined everything, and they started a big brawl. I think the heels stood tall after this segment, did they not?
Yeah, Rusev's music was the last one playing.
Yeah, so heels looked good. Faces looked stupid, as always. For trusting that no shenanigans would happen when they were planning on having a big match in the first match of the night. But yeah, so Charlie, what are your thoughts on this segment?
I thought it was just their classic formula to set up a tag team main event. They just, revised it a little bit, but, nothing too crazy. Got my man Downs in the chat talking about diss tracks, and he's got a question, and he's asking, when are the NFL podcasts coming? Well,
right now, there isn't like a crazy amount of hype about it. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. As far as I don't think we're gonna do like a weekly. I know I'm doing a weekly fantasy podcast.
On him, he will do it.
Yeah, I'm doing a weekly fantasy podcast, so we can talk about other stuff, but we'll see how busy I get.
It'd definitely be something during football season.
Yeah, it won't be till when does football season start again? It's like it's the fall,
like,
right?
First week of September usually.
Yeah. Okay. So around then, look forward to it then. I knew people were gonna start asking about it because we mentioned it on a bunch of different episodes.
All right. So anyway, the next segment we had was Jinder Mahal coming out versus Ty Dillinger. I thought it was interesting because Mahal came out before Dillinger, right?
No.
No.
Maybe
No,
I just.
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
right.
he did. Yeah, because I tuned in when Dillinger was coming out, and I thought Mahal was already in the ring.
Weird.
So, world champion getting upstaged by a guy that's never on TV. I thought that was pretty interesting. But Dillinger's still over, isn't he, Charlie?
I'd say we've had 3 months since his debut. I'd say, right? They haven't used him as much. The pop isn't there anymore, but the pop wasn't that great last night for anyone other than Styles at the very beginning. But they still do the 10 chants, which is kind of almost more important, I'd say.
Yeah, I was about to say because his gimmick isn't even over, how can he really be over himself? I mean, that was part of what built him up in NXT. I think was seeing people just watch him go out there and be a part of. Having this really unique thing where he's the perfect 10 and, you could get into it. We also got to consider that was a lot smaller of crowds, even for the pay-per-views, for NXT. They were smaller crowds, more centered around what characters they came to see crowds, whereas now everyone's coming for everyone on the main roster. So it's going to be hard for Ty Dillinger to even get over, let alone get his gimmick over. And the fact that he's got the 10 chance still rolling, I think that really helps him.
I think that you have to be way more than just a gimmick, though. Jack Swagger was just a gimmick and disappeared.
Yeah, he was in dark matches and we saw it. He still had the "We the People" thing. Everyone was doing it. Sure enough.
Yeah, but just because that chant is over does not mean that the wrestler is over. And so I disagree that getting the chant over is more important than him getting over. Him getting over is the important thing. If Daniel Bryan was just a yes chant, the yes chant would be dead by now. The 10 chant at this rate, if he keeps going down in popularity.
I think this is a good measure because they've left him off for a while. So it was knowing that his pop wasn't there. I think you should tell him so. Maybe you should use the guy again. Even if it's just in segments with Fandango and stuff.
But this led to a match. Mahal ends up getting the win via normal shenanigans, right?
Yeah. I'm
I
sure.
mean, well, the shit was, yeah.
I don't know. It was either that or Mahal just hit him with like some big moves. I forget. This was not that important of a match. It was one of the.
Mahal got the win. It was just Tyler Dillinger like.
It was a picture-in-picture match, so we missed most of it. You know what I mean? Technically.
It was a big middle finger at all people complaining about Dillinger not being on TV. All right, cool. We're gonna send him out there for a squash.
Hey, it was against the champ and not against Mojo Rawley. I'll say that's something nice. They could have just had Rawley squash him or something.
It's true. I don't know.
And then Mahal ended up cutting a promo after the match. You want to talk about it, Charlie?
I didn't really think there was anything. Oh, the big note of it was he's taking the Punjabi prison to SmackDown next week.
That's right. So we're going to be able to see it.
And they keep saying these announcers. I've heard it so many times. I can literally, man, this thing, it dwarfs Hell in a Cell. It dwarfs Hell in a Cell. How many times can they say that?
How does one carry the Punjabi prison around? Is it like Zelda, where he's got big-ass iron boots in his back pocket, and yet he can still just bust them out anytime he wants?
He's going to pull it out and throw it.
They were gonna record him in an empty arena before the match, just throwing it, and then they're gonna draw in all the people afterward.
Can we please get like a candid video of like a cell phone video of some wrestler sitting in the back rafters videotaping Jinder Mahal like hammering this thing together before the show?
Imagine if every match
constructing the Punjabi prison.
How do they even pull the Punjabi prison out just for like? Because it's obviously gonna be the main event segment, right? Or at least one of the big main segments of the show.
Dangling from the roof.
Right. But like, is that thing safe to have dangling? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. The thing is solid steel.
Yeah, they have some method of something to do it.
I'm sure it has to be wenched down like all the other cages do.
Yeah.
It just falls and cuts off a wrestler's leg while they're like sliding out of the ring.
It falls in the middle of the show. All right, every match is a Punjabi prison match for the rest of the show.
The Punjabi prison
Gauntlet.
pay-per-view.
Oh man, that's almost worse than Fatal 4-Way.
Nah, but Mahal, he still looks like a champion. I mean, the match feels bigger than it really is, and him and Orton have been putting on good matches, so I have no problem with this.
Same.
We're building more towards Usos versus New Day, so we had Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods this week. So we already know that next week is going to be Jimmy Uso versus probably Big E or Kofi.
See, you already know though. That's their formula with tag teams.
And I believe Xavier Woods got the win here.
Yep. Yeah, off his move. You say this a lot. You say they should get wins sometimes off these moves that aren't their finishers, and he did.
Exactly. It makes the move seem big. That way, you know, even though it's normally part of his just regular arsenal, and it's gonna be just part of his regular arsenal at the pay-per-view, he can go for a pin there at the payper-view, and just you can be like, oh my god, that's what he won with on SmackDown.
Yep. It's like you've said it before with Sami Zayn and his Blue Thunderbomb.
Dude.
Gotta give him a win with it once.
Alexa Bliss's DDT.
Yep.
Baron Corbin's Deep Six.
He's won matches with that before, hasn't he?
That one's fun.
Yeah.
Especially because they come down so hard, and you're like, oh man, there's no way they're getting up, and he gets a 2 count. But then, like, when he does get a pin with it, you're like, oh man.
John Cena needs to pin someone with the 5-knuckle shuffle.
I'm sure he has to have over the last 10 years, right?
I was waiting
like Santino or something in a dark match, him versus Santino, and he just punches him once and he's dead.
They need to like come out and just be a total troll one week and just have like Braun Strowman just do like a regular suplex on a guy. Or like they hype up Brock Lesnar, like coming back, doing this big return, and he faces some jobber, hits him with one German suplex and pins him.
Damn.
Great. Would Brock Lesnar wrestle a jobber, though?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It probably hurt the guy.
Well, yeah, because I think you have to take a couple of those from him to even know
Brock
how to
Ellsworth
fall.
versus Sin Cara. We want it.
Brock Ellsworth versus
Dude, where's Sin Cara been?
Brock Lesnar. I don't know why I said Ellsworth.
Brock Ellsworth.
I'm down. Maybe they're getting married.
Gotta go create a character now.
Brock Ellsworth.
They
The
probably
body of Lesnar, the face of
One's got
Ellsworth.
no neck and one's got no chin. That'd be an odd-looking human being. But we had a women's segment backstage where they threw them all in a cluster like they always do, Garrett. Basically, they're all bitching, right?
Basically.
Take it.
They go backstage. I forget. It was one of those segments where they weren't just all on screen at once, but they all slowly came into frame kind of deal. Like you knew they were all just standing back there behind the camera.
They all were complaining that Lana shouldn't have another title match.
Right, because they all slowly just came up and they were like, and then basically, was this Shane McMahon in the back? I think it was.
Yeah.
He was talking to Naomi. Naomi wanted to find a new challenger.
Right, and then so everybody just
Naomi
panned
said
the frame
anyone
out.
other than Lana, and he's like, okay. And then Charlotte showed up, and he's like, yeah. She's
I
like,
remember now. I know why this segment annoyed me so much. They didn't even have the people walk in. They just slowly panned out more and more, revealing there were people standing in an orderly fashion around Shane McMahon. That's why this segment annoyed me. I was like, you couldn't even wait and just have a wider shot, like, and then have them walk it. Like, oh no, that'd be too much. Just have them stand there and wait. Like, oh, it's just terrible. Like,
I find it funny how Lana has lost like 4 title matches at this point, and none of the women want her in the title match, including the champion. And yet Shane McMahon still put her in the #1 contenders match next week.
No, yeah. Did you see what? It's not even next week. Did you see what it is? It's at Battleground.
Oh,
What
That's
the hell? Why?
so that means there's not going to probably be a women's title match at Battleground.
saving it for SummerSlam. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's so weird that another multi-women match after you just had the whole thing leading up to Money in the Bank.
You got to think, though, SummerSlam is like 2 weeks after Battleground, right?
I don't know.
It might be a
think
month.
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, they get 3 or 4 SmackDowns. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So it's not crazy close, but still. They
Yeah.
don't want to burn out all their top matches, so... we set up multi-women match, so we've got all the people, all the women on the SmackDown roster, multi-woman match.
The beautiful people. No. Sorry. Go ahead.
That was the best theme they've ever had for a WWE show, was The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson.
Beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
It was awesome.
What show did they have that for? I'm curious.
I believe it was Raw.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The themes used to be really good, and then they cut to that stupid Papa Roach song, To Be Loved. I was like, well, they've officially entered PG era. That was kind of the symbol. They used to have this one song by Underground Nation. It was awesome.
I like the themes now are pretty solid too. They
Yeah,
have
the
that
new-
brand
The
split.
SmackDown one
Well,
isn't
they're
that
just
good.
kind of like seeny weeny, a little bit.
The best one right now is the NXT theme. I love that one.
I don't like it, dude. I hate how they changed it.
Fucking so many times now.
Yeah, I know. They changed it, and then they changed it again like a month later. It was like, what?
I like the one that you could stomp along to. Now it's just
Boom, boom, boom. The roar of the crowd.
we are a crowd. And we are rock.
The Raw one is good, though. Shinedown.
Baron Corbin was backstage with which one is it? Is it Charlie? It's on SmackDown. I can't even remember anymore.
Dasher.
Dasha.
Gotcha.
Dasher Dawson.
And basically, we're setting up a match between him and Shinsuke. Anything big, Charlie, that you want to talk about with a Corbin?
With the interview? I don't think there was anything, was there? That I can think of.
Not really. It was just
They
setting.
kind of addressed that last week Shinsuke fought him back.
Yep.
And that they have a match tonight.
Right. And so then we get set up into it. Nakamura is still crazy over. Corbin's pretty over. I'm down with this feud.
Yeah, same. I would love if this was like our title scene in a couple months with Corbin when he cashes that thing in.
Ooh. Nakamura's got like unfinished business.
Yeah, this would be a good.
I still see issues with all this. I really do.
With what?
My main issue with this feud is that who the hell do you have win? Yeah, who wins? Nakamura is obviously over enough that you know. I think Nakamura has to eat the loss in this scenario because
Corbin's got money in the bank. He doesn't have to look strong or weak because no matter what, he's always in that power position.
Right. But do you really want the guy just 2 weeks ago was winning, or 4 weeks ago was winning Money in the Bank to suddenly lose his first pay-per-view match since then? I mean, it just seems kind of ludicrous to me.
Dolph Ziggler never won any matches till he cashed in.
That's because no company had no faith in him.
Edge was just seen as the company had to have had faith in him if they put the Money in the Bank on his around.
Then you also said they never had him win, so. What does that say about their faith in their Money in the Bank holder? They probably put it on him. They're like, oh, this will be really good. And then they were like, wait, we can't have him beat all these people.
Well, no, that's the point. If Dolph Ziggler, okay, if Baron Corbin were to steamroll through everyone right now and just always win all of his feuds, then people would be like, okay, how come the Money in the Bank holder isn't allowed to have just a normal title match?
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden he's just number one contender because he wins all the time. If he loses, then we don't have to worry about them pushing, oh, it's his time, he needs to cash in. It's better that he loses. That way people are like, oh, dude, company lost faith in him. Then all of a sudden, as soon as they think the company lost complete faith in him, cashes in. Edge did the same thing. He had a little bit of steam, but not too much, and then he just came out and he was known as the ultimate opportunist. And
I like to look at it as it's almost like a meat shield, the case. It's like, yeah, I lost, but I can still win the belt right now.
Seth Rollins lost at WrestleMania against Randy Orton and then cashed in and won the title.
Yep. I've always thought of it as, I don't know. And it's not like he'd be losing to any just random guy. I mean, Nakamura, the way they book him, he's up there with Cena and Styles.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Give me that triple threat at WrestleMania.
Wouldn't that be something?
For the U.S. title. We'll take Mahal and Corbin for the main title.
Ew. Oh, no.
What are the percentage? What's the percentage that Mahal holds the title till Mania?
Oh, God. Slim to none.
0.0.
Yeah, I don't. God, I mean, he could.
If he does, I'd be impressed.
What's better odds, Mahal holding the title till Mania or CM Punk making a return?
Holy fucking thunder! Yeah, Punk's making a return before that's happening.
I don't think either is gonna happen.
It's not an option, man.
I choose nothing.
Do either of them have a .01 chance?
I'd say
I think Cody Rhodes will come back before either of those things happen.
Ooh,
maybe.
And that's even less likely to happen. So
Shinsuke entered first. Baron Corbin entered second, and Shinsuke got his revenge. Jumped out of the ring before Corbin got to the ring and started beating him up. The brawl got broken up, and we didn't actually have a match. I'm down with this. Shows a bit of an edge to Shinsuke Nakamura, which we need. Because he's a brutal wrestler. He's one of those guys where he's flashy, but then when he gets in his matches, it's pretty brutal. So I'm down with it.
Totally brutal, man.
So AJ and Cena are backstage, and Cena was like, "Hey man, I like that you're doing the challenge." And AJ's like, "I knew you were going to be the first one to answer it."
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. He's like, I knew that you were going to be the first one to come out, so it was fully expected. And basically, even though they have this hatred for each other or whatever, they got this mutual respect bro thing now, because faces aren't allowed to dislike each other at all, unless you're Dean Ambrose, which was good to see on Raw. But yeah, so AJ and Cena basically saying, hey, we got a tag match. Let's work together.
I got your back.
Exactly. And that led into Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Natalya and Tamina. Do either of you want to talk about this?
Honest to God, I skipped through it.
Garrett?
Bring out the women, WWE say.
Yeah. It was okay.
They want the women, bring them out, they say.
Yeah. What you said? Because like this, who won? I can't even remember. Faces, right?
Yes. No. Heels, right? Wasn't there interference from Lana?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So
I don't remember how, but they won.
it's really just doesn't matter.
I've never liked watching Tamina or Natalya wrestle. I don't care. There's never been a match I've watched with them that I've enjoyed.
I have a question. So is Tamina kind of like always going to be the second best female Samoan because of Nia Jax being so much more over than her on Raw?
I don't think Nia Jax is over at all. I think Nia Jax is an afterthought right now.
You think so? You think no one cares?
Yeah.
Do you think they're just stuck in perpetual just nothingness then? The two of them?
I mean, I think Nia Jax has more potential than Tamina because Tamina, I think, is like she's the oldest woman on the roster.
Yeah,
and Maria.
I think Tamina is more over right now, personally. So.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't see her as the same way. I don't know what they do with her at this point, other than this weird stuff they got going on with Lana.
Yeah, they're trying to do something with her. It's just like with the colognes, like with Tamina, they like her. She's cool backstage. Everyone likes her, so they just try to give her something to do, but it's just not good. So it is what it is. Charlie mentioned someone who I thought I think Maria Kanellis was the best thing on this show. I don't know why, but I really liked this backstage segment.
I'd agree.
Garrett says the colons. Yes.
Did you see what I put with it?
Oh, no, I didn't. Hold on. Let's see it. Oh.
A colon.
But an actual colon.
This is what I come
okay.
out.
What if the colognes had stopped selling timeshares and started selling actual colons?
Oh my.
They started giving colonoscopies backstage.
Oh man.
Like black market colons.
We clean. I don't. They could do some
cleaner.
We are the ice bath.
Anyway.
That could be their version of the cleaner. They clean colons.
Oh my.
That would be terrible.
Oh my god.
So, Mike and Maria Kanellis are backstage, and they like demand to see Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out, and he's like, "Why are you still angry with me?" She's like,
"Sammy, wow."
Because we had a segment with Zack Ryder earlier, or actually, it was right before this, right?
Yeah,
it was.
Hey, another.
It was after. So anyway, Sami Zayn is talking to Mike and Maria Kanellis, and Maria's like, "Well, I think we deserve an apology for the way you treated us." And he's like, "Well, I've actually counted, and I've apologized 4 times." It's like, oh, Jesus, man. And then the Hype Bros show up. Well, Zack Ryder shows up first, and he's like, "Sammy Wow Wow." And that's what I call him.
It was the segment before this. It was Chad Gable. Remember, they went to the men's locker room, and he opened the door, and Chad Gable was like, "Oh, Sammy Wow Wow."
That's right. Stupid Chad Gable.
All these little having Chad Gable on TV, I don't know, man.
Dude, he's the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. I missed the last 10 seconds of Raw, but you guys should have filled me in on Monday night.
No, dude.
You guys didn't listen. He said, "I love you and I'm proud." And you guys didn't even say that because I missed
I did try to mention it a couple of times. But my point, I seen a post today in that group me and Charlie are in.
That's a kid.
That said, no, on the post, it literally said, because Chad Gable's like 30, right? 30-something. And since he's like in his 40s, Kurt Angle, like it would have had to have been, he's like 47, I think. And so like a 17-year-old Kurt Angle would have had to have raped like a 9-year-old Stephanie. If people are going to throw this segment together.
Matter.
Yeah, come on. Hornswoggle's McMahon's kid, Garrett.
Yeah,
right?
Tell me how that made sense.
He wrestled God. Logic doesn't matter.
Shawn Michaels had God as a tag team partner.
Bray Wyatt summons maggots.
That's true, he does.
Randy Orton burnt a house down and didn't get arrested. Roman Reigns attempted murder and didn't get arrested. I think having, maybe
and Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion.
Yeah, exactly. So
didn't Vince McMahon die in a limo?
He did. He blew up.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, Chris Benoit killed himself, and
they had to bring him back out because they were.
He was like, yeah. They started off that show with, "Hello, everyone. My name is Vince McMahon. My character on television, Mr. McMahon, was portrayed as dying 2 weeks ago here on Raw.
Oh.
I would like to let everyone know that was a show. We are canceling that program." And,
I like that he had to clarify that, like as if we were watching his ghost.
And we dedicate this episode to the memory of Chris Benoit and his family. And then, 2 weeks later, they erased all existed because they jumped the gun on it, thinking that they got murdered by someone else. It was weird. So
yeah,
they didn't know any of the facts, and they dedicated a whole episode of Raw to Chris Benoit. It was weird, man. But yeah, so logic does not matter. But Sami Zayn ends up backstage. Basically, we had a little bit of stuff earlier with Chad Gable talking Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder letting bygones be bygones kind of deal. And then we had a segment with Sami Zayn, Mike, and Maria Kanellis. And basically, Sami's like, "I'm not apologizing to you. I already apologized." Maria gets pissed off, slaps him, and Mike smashes him over the back of the head with a flower, with a vase, with a vase.
A vase.
Fancy people say. Hit him with a vase. That should be Mike's thing. He hits people over the back of the head with fucking flower pots.
I'm noticing a trend also from Mike. He's wearing goofy fucking shirts. Excuse my language. Wore the flamingos last week. Did you see it this week? What the hell was that?
Is this a new joke that they're playing with the smashing of pots over people's head? First there was what was Dean Ambrose' plant's name?
Mitch, dude.
Mitch got smashed over his head. Now Sami Zayn's been flowered.
Yeah, true. In the chat we got a question from Trump. He says, "When do you think Asuka will move up to the main roster? SmackDown needs better women?" Question mark.
Never.
Well, the plan was never for Asuka to move up, so that it's tough. I don't think Asuka cares too much about going up either because travel's so hard. NXT is a pretty cushy deal for people to live locally and just stick with the easier schedule, tape multiple weeks in a row. But I think Asuka versus Naomi would be pretty great. I think Asuka needs. I still go with the angle of Alexa Bliss keeps the title all the way until Mania on Raw, and basically all the women are frustrated on Raw other than Alexa, saying that there's no one that can beat her, and pretty much it's who is left that she could possibly beat, and that's when Asuka debuts a month before Mania and challenges her for it, and
nice.
Probably beats her in 20 seconds. Yeah. So I think that's what they might go with, but we'll see. But yeah, I thought Maria was good in this. What do you think, Garrett?
Yeah, I think in both of her small little segments she had tonight, she was good. I think she's going to be what gets the two of them over, if they ever get over.
Oh yeah.
So
they would have never brought Mike Bennett in had Maria not been with her.
Right. Yeah. So and so maybe he'll get something out of it. It looks like he's heading towards a feud with Sami Zayn, like I said. Because obviously she's not going to fight him, although that would be really funny if she did. If she was just the only woman on the roster that only fought men, didn't even touch women, and then Mike Bennett fights all the women for her or something, just do a role reversal.
Is
Maria just do a complete flip?
Women's division, you think?
Hold on, my dad's calling.
I don't know. She hasn't fought any women yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It could be one of those.
She could just be a mouthpiece for Mike.
Another thing I really took away from the segment when they were first looking at each other, they're like, "Oh, and Sami Zayn's like, hello, can I help you?" Hey, and then they get all mad at him.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, they don't have any good. You know what I love too? I love I almost feel like even though this isn't probably intended to be so, it's almost a reference to back in the Attitude Era style days where the relationships like defined the feud. So like if there was two people with relationships going on, or even just one person, it really defined the feud they were in, regardless of whether they had separate character parts that did that. So
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah, this just carries into the next segment, which I thought was my favorite, personally. Well, the Fashion Files Sexy Rangers or some shit.
Sexy Fashion Rangers.
Walker, Texas Ranger, featuring Chuck Norris, and then it said, not really.
Not actually.
Dude, he's walking his little horse thing, which is just one of those horses on the head with a stick. He's just giddying up, Fandango is. Walks up to Zack Ryder, and he's like, here. He's sticking it in its he's got this horse head in Zack Ryder's chest, and he's just thought, oh, give her a pet. Give her a little scratch. This guy, something else, man.
Yeah.
And then he sticks the horse on the ladder, right?
Yeah.
And then they're talking about Zack Ryder's shirt or whatever. And Tyler goes to lasso him, but he gets it stuck on himself. He's like, we'll get up later.
Yeah.
And that's where we have our Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder running. We're all let bygones be bygones. I would love a heel Rawley in this scenario. I like Zack Ryder more as a face, and I feel like a heel Rawley could work.
It would work better than a face Rawley. I think so anyway. I think a face Rawley is just kind of boring for most people unless he's with Zack Ryder, and obviously that's coming to an end soon because they're dressing Zack Ryder differently. He's acting differently. I mean, there could just be. I mean, but that indicates that it's gonna be Ryder that does the heel turn because,
yeah,
which is fine. I don't know how well he'll do as a heel.
I don't think he'll do as good as maybe Mojo could.
I don't know. It's because like turning someone heel when there's not really anything to do with them right at that moment is kind of something you usually do to someone that's less over than Zack Ryder, and Zack Ryder's been a champion and stuff. So
Yeah, it's true. He's won all of them except for the
big one.
Yeah, big dog.
Yeah. So it's not like he's this like jobber guy like he was when they first brought him up to the top. He's this actual character, whereas Rawley is sort of that guy that you can reshape and remeld. Yep,
it's true. So what do you think of that direction with the Tyler Breeze and Fandango?
I just hope it doesn't get old because it might. I mean, as long as they keep being funny
every week, or when they notice it starts getting a little old, they change it up. I don't know, man.
It just depends because like I don't know. There's only so many iterations they can go through, and so many obviously playing at the whole gay stereotype thing they can do without one offending somebody, or two, just
people are probably already offended.
I'm sure there's already some people, but I'm saying like. It'd be hard. It's hard to offend the entire LGBTQ community at the same time, and I think the WWE's probably managed to do it in the past. So to see them do that again, I don't think that'd be good for them. Certainly wouldn't be good for business. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I hope it doesn't get old because it's fun and entertaining part of SmackDown at this point. It's something that Raw does not have right now, and it's really hurting it. Is that they don't have a comedy character. They really don't, and they don't have anyone that's funny enough to actually do it, except maybe Kurt Angle, but they're not going to go with that. That was just one episode of Raw where he was funny.
True. Yes, I mean that takes us to our main event, right?
It should. Let me see.
I don't know. The main event was that tag we talked about at the beginning that they have this formula that they always do. The formula is what it is. When you're feeling wrestling, you don't care. But on a night like last night when we watched wrestling every night for like 4 or 5 nights in a row, it feels like.
Yeah.
And you notice this stuff more and more. I don't know, man. The match was kind of boring to me. What? If you liked more, go ahead. Like, take us through the match.
I don't even remember the match. And it was the main event. I should remember it, but like it was a lot of. I remember for like the first 10 minutes of the match, AJ was trying to get the hot tag from Cena, or was it Cena? No, Cena was trying to get the hot tag from AJ, I think. I can't even remember. Anyway, and that went on for like 10 minutes. And so, you just had Owens and Rusev repeatedly coming in, beating up Styles, going out, tagging in, tagging out. And it was just like, okay, good heel teamwork, but that shouldn't be the way that goes. There should be some sort of dissension. Never got the dissension between any of them. That was
True. Hello? I think the homeboy went on a freeze real quick.
Wait, I came back. I forget. I don't know where I got cut off. What I was saying, there was no dissension in the ranks, which they kind of hinted at. There was neither here nor there, which team was going to do that. This didn't really have much build up to it other than it was part of the opening segment, and then they just pushed it to the back of the show, except for one segment later. Remember what happened next in the match. So there was the hot tag. Cena came in, a huge pop, blah, blah, blah. Went around, did a Cena thing for a bit. Took some big move, tagged back in AJ. AJ comes in and does some other stuff. I can't even remember. This was such a blur. I know Rusev was part of the finish, I think. I can't remember. Actually, I don't remember who got pinned in this scenario. I don't even remember who won this match, if I'm being honest.
Someone pinned Owens.
Was it Cena, maybe? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
there was another tag. AJ tags in Cena, does some other move, and then to keep Rusev down, and then Owens gets AA'd, or maybe he's gonna do something to AJ, and then AJ slips out. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
but
something.
But anyway, moves into an AA, gets AA. John Cena gets the 1, 2, 3. And it was just a match. I mean, I wish they would do more with these kinds of. If they're going to intertwine feuds like this so closely, they at least should do something.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 were U.S. champs. This is just, we might see Cena versus Owens and Rusev versus Styles next week or something, They like.
Rusev versus Styles will be a killer match if that happens.
Fact.
That is a fact of life. Eat like Drake. No, he'll never be in WWE. But there's so much talent in TNA right now. Oh, Eli Drake, yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the better heels in TNA. I hope that Jeff Jarrett has something for him.
What was your well, my favorite thing about the show was the new Walker Texas Ranger kind of thing by Fandango and Tyler Breeze. What was your favorite thing about the show?
I don't know. Looking through the list, I don't know. This is kind of an odd episode for me.
Yeah. As we're going through this, there wasn't a single match I really liked.
Nah, and that hardly ever happens. Yeah, I guess. Other than seeing AJ as champ on TV, I guess it was Fashion Files.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't much good that really came out of this show. I've been kind of theorizing for a while that I wonder if the SmackDown writers are being told to tone it back a little bit to make Raw look like the better show.
No, I mean they just have weak shows sometimes. This is all Brian James. I mean, if SmackDown does better, he gets paid better. So they're not gonna do that. SmackDown is the better show. So
yeah,
and I think everything shows that.
Well, we don't have Brady here, but do you want to just do our grades and then if he makes it back before we end it?
See him back. So I gave Raw a C, right? And Raw was not the greatest. And I gotta say, SmackDown really was not better. With me not liking any of the matches, that really says something. So I'm gonna give it a D+. And that's the Fandango thing. I really thought that was creative. I love the idea of Styles winning the belt on a house show, and that is technically this week's, so that accounts for some points. But yeah, it's a D+ for me. Not the best SmackDown they've ever had, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a straight D because there was no real redeeming qualities to this show other than the Fashion Files and AJ at the beginning. But if you paid attention to this episode, we didn't really have any memorable moments from this show. Like normally when we go through these shows, I have a pretty ironclad memory of what happened, unless it's a stupid segment. But usually there's some good segments that we can string together that I can get a good enough memory of what happened in each of these segments.
Exactly. Oh, the other thing, I forgot to mention that I like the Mike and Maria and Sami Zayn stuff.
Yeah, that was good too. There was technically 3 good things on this show, but there was like 8 or 9 segments. So overall,
but still no good matches. That says something about that I like. I mean, shit. some people might have shit their pants during the women's match, or some people might have loved Jinder Mahal destroying Ty Dillinger. I personally didn't.
I'm sure in India they loved it.
Yeah, there you go.
If what he says is true and all of India is behind him.
Punjab. I'm excited to see the thing next week. I've never seen it.
And it's not. I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, exactly. Just a cool, cool way to extend the feud. Did you watch Talking Smack at all?
I did not. I have not gotten around to that yet.
I did see some stuff from 205 Live just at the end here. Just trying to see if we get Brady back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on 205 Live.
So Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar had their finale. And there's this scene where Cedric has Noam's hand or arm fucking trapped in the in a chair, and he's just fucking stepping and stepping and stepping. The crowd's going nuts.
Yeah.
And then they brought in this jobber who's the best jobber ever. They need to fucking sign him. This guy was so good at taking Rich Swann's moves. He was a legit wrestler too. But no mention of Austin Aries.
He's gone.
So
that's why. It's on WWE.com.
They didn't touch on it. They didn't say anything. They just did the classic, they're never going to mention him again.
Yep. He'll
sucks.
go back. He'll probably end up back in TNA under the new, GFW now.
Yeah, true. GFW.
He'll probably end up in GFW. Yeah, nothing more to say there. Jeff Jarrett will have something for him. He had something for him before.
Yep. Those of you guys that are still watching, if you watch Big Brother, we are going live at 9 right after the show. Yeah, not the greatest week of wrestling, but I'm looking forward to Battleground. I was just looking at the Battleground card.
Has it all been released yet?
I'm sure we might get something next week, but for the most part, I'll just list off the card and we'll end it here. I from what I got, Brady's grade was probably similar to ours. So we got the Punjabi Prison, Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton. Usos versus New Day, they've actually done a good job. That rap battle last week was great. Cena Rusev should be good. Charlotte, Becky, Natalya, Tamina, and Lana for the number 1 contender elimination match. Shinsuke versus Corbin and Styles versus Owens. So
it's a pretty stacked card.
6 good matches.
Well, 6 potentially good matches. Let's not go and say they're good because there's cards we can look at like TLC 2016 and be like, that's a good card. But there's also cards where you look at it and you're like, this could go so wrong so fast.
Buddy Down, he asked, he says, where's Brady? Brady had a phone call, but you will see him on the Big Brother show tonight if you watch that. But yeah, guys, that's it for us. We're signing out. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the little button so you know when we go. Hit the little bell so you know when we go live. And yeah.
Comment below if you have any ideas for other shows for us to do, because we'll talk about anything you guys want to listen to. So
yeah, absolutely. So we'll see you later tonight for Big Brother. Next week for wrestling, Monday. Take care.